The career changing moves that I made was after reading a book by Brene Brown called Daring Greatly. This was years ago, and it was about being okay with vulnerability. And my leadership style as a manager changed overnight when my conversation went from trying to control something that might be challenging and trying to give direction around it, and then reading this book, then coming in the next day and saying, I actually have no idea how to solve this, and I need your help. From that point on, as the team grew, it was always like built on, we help each other. Like, if there's a problem, we're gonna get together. I'm in the business of experience design. Man, that is really hard to quantify. But the truth is, if you can look at certain behavioral data, be it product usage, or maybe it's like time for onboarding, or the amount of number of times a customer has to call in for support, for example, you can extrapolate that out always into dollars. And so being able to equate experience to dollars not only benefits the customer, but it helps the business justify how that's going to keep the lights on while we're doing what's right for the customer. My jam is getting customers to share their stories, and then to get people of all different perspectives around the business to listen to that, to see what customers are saying or see what they're doing, and then come together and talk about it. Product teams that I've worked with are notorious for, if the product manager or the UX designer goes on PTO, they can fill each other's shoes. And I could take another step up on my soapbox and say in some ways that includes engineers, but that's a different conversation. But there's certain roles, but we should be able to overlap. I'm a huge advocate of, no matter what you're doing, make sure that your ratio of designer to team matches that of your ratio to product manager to team. When it's really, really, really hard to go back and actually do what would have been a better experience from the beginning, we typically don't do it because we can't afford to at that point. So if you want the best experience possible, you need all hands on deck, and that includes your designer. Okay, so I haven't tested this, so don't hold me to it, but I have for years had a dream team of fully cross-functional product teams that are organized by a phase of the journey. It's so common for product managers to have wall-to-wall meetings. I have seen product manager schedules where you wonder when they even have time to talk to a customer or to help their team. I think this is really common. What if, instead of that product manager having a lot of one-to-one meetings with people in different departments, which is totally what's happening, somehow those departments are more in touch in the day-to-day with what's happening with the team, with that project, with that part of the product. But if we could clear our calendars from having the meetings with people, we're giving them updates on things that somehow we could just expose them to on the front line, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity to return focus back to the customer and back to the product in a way that is like truly collaborative. I think anything that we can do to get out of this departmental mindset, it's really one of the things I think in business that is ready to kind of be revolutionized, that we have these departments and they own certain things. So I would love to test out having truly all functions on a team hyper-focused on an area of the customer journey, so that it just enables the collaboration that I think would be awesome.